Picture this, a filthy alley in a post-apocalyptic city. A midday sun searing down, and a talking rat tells a despairing young man, "You should kill yourself." Such is the haunting first scene of Kill the Sun, a web novel that drags you into darkness from its very first lines. If you're a fan of dark fantasy and deep lore, stay with me, because Kill the Sun just might be the hidden gem you've been searching for. It's one of my favorite novels after Shadowslave and one of Wormasaik's gems. Welcome to Arcane Chronicles. Today, let's journey into the shadows of Kill the Sun, a story that thrives in twilight. This is not your typical power fantasy. It's calm, mysterious, and introspective. A slow burn tale of despair and determination. I'll guide you through its world and wonders. No spoilers, don't worry, and show you why this novel stands out in the realm of dark fantasy web fiction. So let's get right into it. Imagine Earth, thousands of years after an apocalypse. Civilization has risen and fallen repeatedly, each time erased by unspeakable horrors. The culprits are the Specters, nightmarish beings of terrifying power that brought humanity to its knees. In this far future, countless technologies and achievements lie lost to time, buried under ash and ruin. No one remembers the world before. History itself has become myth. Humanity survives in scattered cities, clinging to life under the rule of these supernatural predators. It's a bleak, dystopian world where hope is scarce and the past is a void. One such place is Crimson Fungus City. Even the name paints an eerie picture, Crimson Fungus. The novel leaves much to the imagination. In the very worst district of the city, the Dregs, a nameless boy wakes up with no memories. This boy is our protagonist. Alone and confused, he must forge an identity from nothing in the world that cares nothing for him. From the very start, Kill the Sun envelops you in atmosphere. You feel the grime of the alleyways, smell the rot in the air, and sense the oppressive dread that looms over humanity. Specters could strike at any time, and entire settlements can vanish overnight. Humanity is on the back foot, constantly oppressed. The tone is dark and heavy, yet irresistibly intriguing, the kind of gloom that draws you in like a moth to a flame. Yet, amidst this darkness, humanity hasn't given up completely. Fragments of society remain. These are jobs, institutions, even prestigious ones, like the Zephyr's Extractors. What's that, you ask? It's one of this world's most coveted roles. Specialists trained to hunt specters and harvest their powers. In a land ruined by monsters, power is survival, and the Extractors are brave or desperate souls who wield it on humanity's behalf. The boy from the Dregs, despite his humble origins, works hard to become strong enough to pass the grueling exam to join their ranks. It's a glimmer of purpose in his otherwise bleak life, a chance to fight back. Our protagonist eventually takes the name Nick. At 16, he's surprisingly kind-hearted for someone raised in the gutter. In the beginning, Nick is the type to help others, even when he has little for himself. This is one way Kill the Sun subverts expectations, unlike many anti-heroes in dark settings. Nick isn't a cold, cynical killer. He's a broken man in a broken world, scarred by hardship, yet struggling to keep his morals intact. Through Nick's eyes, we explore moral grayness. He learns that right and wrong aren't always clear when survival is on the line. And though life chips away at his innocence, he fights the pull of cruelty. There's a quiet, introspective courage to Nick that makes you root for him. After years of effort, Nick passes the Extractor exam in a superbly gruesome way. I won't spoil you because you'll enjoy reading it. It's a huge accomplishment for a nobody from the Dregs. For a moment, it seems like he'll escape his fate. But Kill the Sun isn't a fairy tale. Tragedy strikes in the cruelest of ways. Nick is barred from becoming an Extractor at the final hurdle. Why? Because he's not pure. He already harbors a Specter's power within him. Curious. Long before the exam as a child, Nick somehow survived a Specter attack and absorbed a fragment of its power. This secret saved his life, but now it costs him his future. In the bureaucratic rules of this society, having a Specter ability makes him ineligible. In an instant, Nick's dreams crumble. The only door out of the slums slams shut, and so we find Nick in that alleyway, utterly devastated, which is where the novel's eerie opening scene unfolds. Nick, sinking into despair, is confronted by a mysterious talking rat that knows far too much about him. It's not a cute Disney rat, it's something else, something unsettling. The rat's cold advice to end it all speaks how Nick's situation feels. This is a world where even the vermin seem touched by darkness. At his lowest point, when hope seems lost, fate intervenes. Nick receives a visitor, a mysterious man with an offer that will change everything. This man's name is Wyntor, not Winter, Wyntor. And though we won't spoil his secrets, note that he becomes a pivotal figure in Nick's life. Wyntor doesn't see Nick's specter-tainted past as a curse. He sees potential. Instead of shunning Nick, he gives him a second chance. What Wyntor proposes is dangerous and unconventional. Essentially, if the official system won't have Nick, they'll make their own path. He recruits Nick into establishing a rogue specter hunting outfit outside the law. In this shadowy partnership, Nick's cursed power goes from liability to weapon. And from here, Kill the Sun truly takes off. Nick steps into a hidden world of specter hunting, underground labs, and forbidden knowledge, which is the best part about the novel. The forbidden knowledge. The amount of plot twists you'll face, you'll love it. Together, Nick and Wyntor form Dark Dream, a name tinged with ominous meaning. Their own Zephys manufacturer. Essentially a rogue operation to capture specters and extract powers on their terms. This setup is incredibly exciting. It's part monster hunting adventure, part clandestine rebellion against the status quo. You feel the stakes rise as Nick finally has a purpose, albeit one that could get him killed if discovered. What truly sets Kill the Sun apart is how deep its lore goes. As Nick learns about specters and harnesses their power, we readers are gradually pulled into a vast web of mysteries. Who and what are the specters really? We know they are powerful and horrific, but the story hints at something more. Some specters even have names and personalities. Are these monsters just mindless creatures, or are they part of a grand design? The novel drops tantalizing clues that specters have motives beyond simple destruction. In fact, it is implied that specters want humanity to suffer eternally, almost as if human despair is their sustenance or entertainment. This idea gives the whole conflict a philosophical depth. It's not just humans versus monsters, it's a war of hope against anguish itself. The very title, Kill the Sun, is a mystery on its own. Why kill the sun? Symbol of life and light. As you delve deeper, questions multiply. Is the sun literal or metaphorical here? Could it be that the world, the sun, usually its source of hope, has become something twisted that traps humanity in an endless cycle? The novel slowly feeds you pieces of this puzzle. Hints in dialogue and lore suggest that ending the Specter's reign might require an unthinkable sacrifice, perhaps even extinguishing the sun's light. It's a daring premise, one that teases cosmic stakes far beyond the usual. By the later chapters, the very fate of the world and the nature of reality come into questions. Very few web novels manage to weave such cosmic horror and existential questions into their core. All the while, Kill the Sun never forgets the human element. Nick's journey isn't just external fights and power-ups, it's an inner journey as well. He grapples with identity. Who was he before the amnesia? Does it even matter now? He struggles with morality. How much of himself is he willing to sacrifice to end this nightmare? This story has its share of tragedy. Characters you grow attached to can and do die. Each death, each hardship leaves a mark on Nick, and the novel takes time to explore his grief, guilt, and resolve. At times, Nick is weighed down by the lives he's taken or has failed to save. He's haunted by nightmares. This introspective focus gives the narrative a soulful, sometimes a melancholic tone that you don't often find in straightforward power fantasy tales. The world building in this novel is immensely rich. Worma Sykes, the author, has crafted a setting where fantasy, sci-fi, and horror blend seamlessly. You get the sense that every phenomenon, the specters, the mysterious energy, Zephys, and the cycles of ruin have an explanation rooted in this world's laws, even if it's not immediately revealed. There are rankings of power to uncover, strange terms like Eternals and Synchronizers that slowly make sense as you read. Discovering how everything works is a joy in itself. It's the kind of lore that makes you want to discuss fan theories late into the night. Another standout element is the power system's intrigue. Most cultivation or progression fantasies rely on well-trodden tropes, absorbing mana, leveling up, bloodline gifts, you name it. Kill the Sun takes a different route. Power here comes at a terrible price. To grow stronger, Nick and others must confront the very source of humanity's misery, Specters themselves. When an Extractor or our renegade heroes capture a Specter, they can draw out a portion of its essence, the Zephyx, to gain abilities tied to the Specter. But this is no simple kill monster gain XP routine. Each Specter is unique, often intelligent, and extremely dangerous to fight or contain. The process of extraction itself is risky and veiled in science-like mysticism. There's a constant tension in every battle. One wrong move, and the Specter might not just kill you, it could inflict fates worse than death. As Nick acquires powers, they aren't instant win buttons. He must learn to control them, and often these powers come with side effects or limitations. For instance, minor spoiler-free example, his first ability has a bizarre condition. It makes Nick 5 times stronger when no one is watching him. This kind of quirk makes combat scenarios clever and unpredictable. You'll find yourself holding your breath, wondering how on earth can they beat this monster, and then marveling at the ingenuity when they manage it. It's a thinking person's progression system, intricate, fresh, and deeply tied to the story's themes. So why does this novel stand out among the sea of web fiction? In short, because it has heart and depth in equal measure to its dark fantasy thrills. Many power fantasy web novels often offer a fun ride of leveling and face smashing, but lack emotional weight or originality. Kill the Sun delivers satisfaction of weak to strong progression while subverting expectations at every turn. It's super bleak, but not edgy for edginess sakes. The darkness serves a purpose, creating contrast for the moments of light. When Nick achieves victory or a moment of kindness shines through, you feel it, because you know how much it cost. The tone of this story is uniquely moody and immersive. The author's prose often takes its time, painting the scene, whether it's the claustrophobic alleys of a fungus-choked city or the otherworldly horror of a Specter's lair. The pacing is deliberate, matching a storytelling style rather than a flashy enemy montage, full of subtle world building and long-term payoffs. As a reader, you learn to savor the quieter chapters, where Nick might just be talking philosophy with an ally by a fire, or exploring an ancient ruin filled with echoes of the past. These moments build atmosphere and tension, so that when the action does explode, it's all the more impactful. Another reason why Kill the Sun is a hidden gem is that it's consistently surprising. Just when you think you've got it figured out, the story zigzags. New revelations will make you re-examine everything that came before. Alliances shift, mysteries deepen. There are twists regarding the true nature of the world, and the specters that are genuinely mind-blowing. The author masterfully balances giving answers with raising new questions, keeping you perpetually hooked. In forums and comment sections, you will see readers theorizing about the grand plan, the meaning of certain visions, or the identity of a lurking legendary specter. And that's one of my favorite parts about the novel. I love just checking the theories in the comments. It's that kind of story, the kind that follows you out of the book and into your thoughts. In essence, Kill the Sun is more than a story about killing a star in the sky. It's a journey through desolation and defiance. It's about that spark of resistance that refuses to die out, even when night seems everlasting. As we turn each page, following a boy who had nothing, not even his memories, and watch him challenge fate, we're reminded why we love dark fantasy. The darker the night, the more dazzling that faint glimmer of dawn becomes. If you're like me, captivated by deep lore, complex worlds, and the poetry of a well-crafted dark fantasy, then Kill the Sun definitely should be your next read. Give it a try on a quiet night when you're ready to immerse yourself into a story that challenges and enthralls in equal measure. Just be warned, once you begin, you will not be able to stop. So, thank you for journeying with me through the shadows of Kill the Sun. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the darkness, let me know by leaving a like. And for more explorations of hidden gems and arcane worlds, subscribe to Arcane Chronicles. There are many more mysteries waiting beyond the veil, and I'd love to have you with me on those adventures. Your support makes it easier to make these videos because they do take a lot of work. Until next time guys, stay curious and keep your flames alive. See ya.